Alright, we're fishing a Big Easy today, and what you want to do when you're working those is you want to work it through those pads, right? Like, anywhere you see that kind of, cover, Big Easy is great weedless bait, working it down the shoreline, but you want to go through those pads. The heaviest stuff you can find always produces nice bass on those Big Easies, man. Nice 3-pound bass. Good tournament fish, man. I can think of a tournament I wish I had that in. But we're using the biter flight technique, and basically what that is a lot of guys are scared to spook fish, and we don't agree with that. You spook the fish, when you're using biter flight, basically you're ripping it through those things so fast, you're ripping it through all the cover you fish so fast and so hard, there's only two things that can happen. And, the nature of a big fish is really, it plays to your advantage. The two things that can happen are basically, you're either going to trigger that fish to bite, or you're going to spook it. In which case, you're going to see some movement, and you're going to know there's a fish in that area, which is a plus. So, when using that biter flight technique, you want to rip that bait through there as fast as you can, and let it stop in certain spots that look sexy to you. Little holes, little pockets, that kind of thing. I always rip mine off the bank. That was my first cast this morning, 3-pounder. So I'm off to a good start with the technique today. We've caught hundreds of big bass doing that. And the reason I say it plays to your advantage is because essentially the larger fish can be triggered through an auto response very easily, because what those bigger fish will do is they'll lay just off any kind of a shallow spot, and they'll watch that shoreline. And they look for very specific behavioral disturbances in the bluegills, in the minnows, and that kind of stuff. So they're actually looking for a disturbance. And when you see something like that happen, you'll see them bust bluegills and minnows. And it's real important for you to capitalize on the nature of what those fish are looking for so that they can successfully feed. Those big fish are looking for bluegills to be busting minnows. Bluegills preoccupied with busting a minnow, they'll come right in and snatch that bluegill while the bluegill's trying to feed. So you want to try to recreate that situation over and over and over 6,000 times a day, every cast you make. That's biter flight.